Today we'll start with Maternity Benefit Act 1961, and as the name itself explains that this act is for the women's benefit, but of course those who are the male employees, this should be there in their knowledge as well, in case their women are going to work, in case their spouse are going to work. So they can, if you have awareness of all the benefits and the legalities and statutory legislation and obligations regarding this act, that would be better for you only, because then accordingly you'll be able to avail all the facilities which are available in this act. So this came into being in 1961, and this act gave a lot of opportunities and a lot of good hopes from the women's side, that yes, they can continue with the job, because motherhood is a scenario and the situation wherein the job related issues come forward in front of women. So let's start with this introduction, that of course we all understand that motherhood is a very special experience in women's life, and of course women experience this particular situation in her life, whether she is working or not working. A woman needs to be able to give quality time to her child without having to worry about whether she'll lose her job and a source of income. So that's how what is a natural process, and of course she'll once upon a time or in her life she will be giving birth to a child, but that doesn't mean that she has to compensate in terms of her losing her job. So it's responsibility of society, it's responsibility of the people who are making regulations in our society, that we have to conserve and save the motherhood situation and the whole scenario for our women employees. That is where the concept of maternity leave and the benefits it entails comes in handy. The Maternity Benefit Act 1961 gives her the assurance that her rights will be looked after while she is at home to care for her child. So it's not that your job is over, your education is over, your career is over once you come into the situation of motherhood, but no, people are there, regulations are there which will take care of your scenario and the time for being you are there into the process of this particular area. And then once again, if things are done and you are able to manage things, then of course you can continue with your job. So as many benefits as the government could have thought, the government has tried to give this to the women. So let's start with the objective. What is the objective of this Maternity Benefit Act? So it first provides and aims to regulate the employment of women in certain periods before and after the childbirth. It's not just that after childbirth this benefit will start, but before childbirth itself, during the pregnancy, the women start getting this benefit. To provide for maternity benefit include what all benefits are provided into this act is leave wages, bonus, nursing breaks, etc. To protect the dignity of motherhood. So it is more of motivating the women that yes, motherhood is not going to be cursed for you, that now you are into this situation and you won't be able to continue your job. No, it's a dignity for you and you can continue with it. We'll take care of the rest of the things. So this motivation is given to women so that she, with her full efficiency and full caliber, she can continue her job and she can think of her career advancements opportunities as well. Applicability, where this act is applicable, it is applicable in those establishments like factories, mines, plantation, where 10 employees employed on any day of the preceding 12 months. It's not that below 10 employees, if some establishment is established and below 10 employees are there, then this act of course is not applicable, but it should be more than 10 employees, and only for every single woman employed in that particular organization, she will receive this benefit from this act. It does not apply to employees covered by ESIC. Very importantly, if already an employee is covered under Employee State Insurance Act 1948, that women will not receive the benefit from the Maternity Benefit Act. So only one benefit she can avail, and either from ESIC or so. It's not that all employees are covered under this act. So there is a particular obligation as well who will cover under the ESIC, but all women are covered in Maternity Benefit Act if that woman is not covered under ESIC. Next, duties of employee for maternity. So what are the different duties and how you are going to avail the benefit? So it is more of a, she must work not less than 80 days. So it's not that today you join the organization and then you come into the motherhood situation and then you will say that yes, now I should receive this benefit. It is more of that once you join the organization and you have to work at least 80 days, at least 80 days you should have contributed your services in the organization in 12 months. That, like, in 1 year your contribution to the service of to that particular employee should be 80 days. Then only you can claim for the maternity benefit acts, maternity benefit under this particular act. 10 weeks before the date of her expected delivery, she may ask the employer to give her light work for a month. She may ask. At the time, she should produce a certificate that she's pregnant. She should give written notice to employer about 7 weeks before the date of her delivery that she'll be absent before and what after her delivery. So these are the certain areas that you should know, and you should be very careful about adhering to all the requirements and all the legalities. Otherwise, any point of time, employer can say that he was not aware of the things and he will not give you the benefit. So these are the certain things that when you have to notify your employer about and that you are going to receive this benefit, and those weeks, 10 weeks for light work, then 7 weeks that of course your delivery date is this. All these notifications are important. And also second important area is to that certain highlights of the amendment are, this is very important, that increase in maternity benefit, paid monthly maternity leave increased to 26 weeks. So earlier it was 12 weeks only, 6 weeks before delivery and 6 weeks after delivery. Anyhow, a woman could have taken it, that depends on her, but she had been given only 12 weeks. But now it is increased to 26 weeks. Leave prior to expected delivery date, 8 weeks. Like, you can go for maximum 8 weeks of leave before delivery of the date. But yes, if you want, you can just avail 2 or 1 week before a delivery date. But that, before delivery, it should not extend beyond 8 weeks. No increased benefit for the third child. So this is also one of the amendment which has been done in order to just be restricted to limited population and limited member of the family, a new member of the family, new member in the family. So the increased maternity benefit is only available for the first two. That this increased maternity benefit means 26 weeks. So earlier it was 12 weeks. If in case somebody has third child as well, then the women will receive only 12 weeks of benefit. But if in case you have two child, then this 26 weeks would be applicable. A woman having 2 or more surviving child shall only be entitled to 12 week maternity benefit, of which not more than 6 shall be taken prior to the date of the expected delivery. So this is in the case of third child. Adoption, in case somebody doesn't have any child, and then he will say or she will say that yes, no, if would I not receive any, if I want to adopt some child, then also I need some time to take care of my child. So if in case a woman who adopts a child below the age of 3 years, 3 months, or a commissioning mother will be entitled to maternity benefit for a period of 12 weeks. So your adopted child should be of below 3 months, then only you will receive the maternity benefit, and that too would be 12 weeks, because of course there is no pregnancy case, so you will be receiving 12 weeks of facility. See, this is a creche facility. Earlier establishment having, now it has been amended that 50 plus employees mandatory to have creche facility. Earlier it was 30 plus employees, women employees mandatory had creche facility. Women also have to have allowed 4 visits a day to the creche. That creche is there in the premises of the organization. So this is responsibility of, in case some factories are established or any mines are established, then they need to have some creche facility to the women employees whose child are taken care of here. And women are allowed to have 4 visits in the creche facility, which will include the interval of rest allowed to her. Work from home, in case an employer may allow her to work from home post the period of maternity, the condition for working from home may be mutually agreed between employer and employee. So if there is a nature of the job which may be served or which may be completed while working in the home itself, then employer and employee can mutually agree on this part. Prior intimation, every establishment will be required to provide women at the time of her initial employment appointment information about every benefit available under this act. So this is responsibility of employer, that he will apprise women about regarding all the benefits which are there in the organization during the appointment time itself. Next, cash benefit and non-cash. There are two benefits which come under the purview of maternity benefit. First is cash benefit and second is non-cash benefit. So I've already discussed this part. Cash benefit will come, leave of 26 weeks. You are not working, you are not working even work from home, but still you will be given payment for your leaves. That 26 weeks, that would be paid leave for you. So of course that's a cash benefit. Apart from that, a medical bonus of rupees 3,500. This is the minimum amount. Beyond that also employer wants, he can give in just respect to the women, and employer can give more than that of to motivate women employee. But the minimum amount of 3,500 as a medical bonus would be given. In case of miscarriage, in case something happened and miscarriage happened, leave of 8 weeks immediately after the date of miscarriage is also in the provision. An additional leave with pay up to 1 month would also be given. That is again, if in case it is required, there's some illness is there, then that additional 1 month leave apart from this 26 week, 1 month leave can be given from the employer side. Now, non-cash benefits, there are certain non-cash benefits. For example, light work. You have got this benefit that you will be given some light work. Not that pressure would be there. You would be maybe 50% of your job nature would be changed, so that 10 weeks before delivery, you will start getting this benefit. No charge to be made on a women employee in any of the condition. In case some misobedience or something happens that is chargeable, so that charge would not be made on the women employee. 2 nursing breaks until the child become 15 months. No deduction from the normal and usual daily wages. There should not be any deduction for anything like your again I'm telling that misobedience or disciplinary action would be there, so there should not be any deduction from their wages. The wages should be given full to the women employee. In case women dies during this period, the maternity benefit shall be payable only for the days up to. So in case women dies during this whole scenario, then the benefit would be paid to women employees. It's the benefit is for women employee, not for the family. So maternity benefit would be payable only for the days up to she was live. Legal obligations are there. No employer shall, okay, this is very important. Please focus on this. No employer shall knowingly employ a woman in establishment during 6 weeks following date of her delivery. So if employer knows or women has declared or told employer that yes, I am 6 weeks pregnant and my delivery is about after 6 weeks of my pregnancy, then no employer can knowingly or unknowingly employ that particular woman. No woman shall work in any establishment during the 6 weeks immediately the day following her delivery. So this is important. If employer know or you people are going to work and as a recruiter and recruitment department, you people are working, so you have to take care of this. There should not be anything. So that's why we take medical certificate from all the employees, from women employees, and that medical certificate should be the recent one, so that we know every this thing related information. It shall be unlawful for her employer to discharge or dismiss her on account of such misconduct. In case some misconduct has happened and women employee is pregnant, then there should not be any discharge or dismissal. In case of gross misconduct, कुछ बहुत ही बड़ा misconduct हो गया, तो employee in writing कम्युनिकेट कर सकते हैं उस वुमेन एम्प्लॉय को दैट वी आर डिप्राइविंग सच बेनिफिट. बहुत ज्यादा ही बड़ा कुछ मिसकंडक्ट हो गया तो वो बेनिफिट्स डिप्राइव किए जा सकते हैं. राइटिंग 60 days from the day of deprivation of maternity benefit, any women can appeal. In case employer deprived from the benefit, then women employee can appeal to the authority prescribed by law. In writing 60 days के अंदर अंदर उसको higher authority को बताना होगा. There are certain rights, duties and penalty of employees. For every act we have discussed the penalties. In case the act is not adhered, then there are certain penalties. So forfeiture of maternity benefit act, abstract of act and rules, and abstract of the provision of this act and the rules made thereunder in the language of the locality shall be exhibited in conspicuousness placed by the employer in every part of this. So this is the whole basically the initial part. What exactly an employer has to do is to take the records management. So every employer shall prepare and maintain, register, record and muster roll in such manner as many prescribed. I mean, there is a form which is prescribed in the act that you have to maintain the record. In case employer is not adhering to the act, then there is a penalty, that imprisonment which should not be less than 3 months but may extend to 1 year as well, and fine which should not be less than 2 months but may extend to rupees 5,000 as well. So these are the penalties, but of course very minimal penalty is there, and it's not that if penalty has just been imposed to the employer, that case is closed. No, women employee can anytime approach to the labor court, and she can avail a benefit while fighting for her right. So finally, in conclusion of Maternity Benefit Act, we can say that after analyzing various provisions of the act, it can be concluded that this act is a boon for the women workers. Of course, a lot of benefits are there, and she can think of continuing her job after availing these benefits as well. They don't have any job insecurity. This act regulate the employment of women and provide maternity and other benefits to them. So this is a regard to motherhood, the nature that has provided this whole process of motherhood. So regard, respect, and again supporting the same, so that we can continue motivating women employee for their education and job opportunities. So this was all about Maternity Benefit Act 1961.